In the heart of Port City, where the waves crash loud, voices rise unbroken, standing tall and proud. No filters, no chains, we say what we feel. Truth hits like the water, fierce and real. From the docks to the streets, we dive deep and bold. Stories untold, controversies unfold. Port City, uncensored, let the words run free. No question off limits, no opinion banned, you see. We champion the bold, the wild, the unchained speech. Tune in now, join the fight. Truth is within reach. Hey, Port City, uncensored, yeah, we're loud and clear. Free speech forever, drop the chains, draw near. Port City.
Hey, greetings everybody. Merry fucking Christmas, city of Stockton, and everybody points beyond. Hey, welcome to Port City Uncensored. I am J-Man Jack, your host for the next little bit. And we are coming to you live from the Batcave in Midtown Stockton today, streaming live on YouTube, X, and Facebook. Hit that fucking like book, okay? Merry fucking Christmas. Do something for us. Hey, we're coming here for you on this holiday. Running a little late. Apologize for that. Welcome, Scotty, in studio with me, and King NPV. Nelson, what is going on, fellas?
I'm chilling. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hey, I hope you're all having an excellent holiday and a happy New Year to come. Actually, it's next week.
Yes, absolutely. And, we got something special planned for next week, too, to bring in the new year. So,
It's
that a
gonna be
little bit. So, we're winding down 2025, and I hope Santa brought everybody, a little special something this year. I received a smartwatch, a Samsung Galaxy.
It's awesome.
Yeah, my courtesy of my son. So, that's that was fun opening that one.
What'd you get, Scotty?
Yeah, I got some cool shit. I got a what's it called, like a little body camera and a camcorder, and a cool ass what's it called, a knife. A pencil. Pen for writing. Pretty much, I got some what's it called, investigative journalist stuff, I'd say, and I'm like, hell yeah, I got everything I wanted for Christmas. So it's like, I'll put it like this: if you're in politics, nobody likes a sneaky camera guy that's recording all your shady stuff, because that means someone's being held accountable. So, well, I'll stay tuned, because Scotty's going full investigative reporter soon. But yeah, that's how my Christmas is going.
It's as if I've passed on my legacy now.
There you go, Jay man. You're passing the torch.
Yeah. I mean, there was a time not too long ago that I would run out the door with my camera and film every little fucking thing going on, and now it's, well, I'm here in the studio, but hey, Scotty is out and about, and so he's got some gear now, so we might have some interesting content rolling in with that.
Awesome. That's exciting. I can't wait for 2026 is going to be big, guys. Trust us. Stay
All right.
tuned and hit that like button and subscribe so you can be notified
Yes.
when the latest content drops.
Yes, and let's not forget our sister show, Sonic Waves, which is on Saturdays. And yeah, this Saturday should be interesting because I have got some few contributions. You know,
Okay. I'm,
I
I'm excited to hear what you've created.
well, you just heard our new intro theme, and so yeah, I thought that came out really well. And
It sounds great.
yes, and there will be something that I will be dropping. I'm going to say next week because everybody's in the Christmas mode, and really, I just realized the last week or so, everything just kind of quieted down. A lot of the noise, on social media and everything. So everybody, I think, is just wanting to get through the holiday, spend time with the family, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll be waiting till next week, but. Yeah, I did promise a song for our local police who have been working without a contract for quite some time now in one of the most dangerous cities in California and the nation, as it turns out. So yeah, and I wrote I did the lyrics and produced the song called "The No
Are you going to
Contact."
play that today too, or no?
No, we'll hold that for Saturday for Sonic Wave.
Are
All
you
right.
okay? I'll be okay if you play that today because it's pertaining to Stockton, the port city,
Well,
if you know what I'm saying.
yeah. Well. You know what? Yeah. Maybe I could. Let me. We'll roll through a few things here on the
Yeah.
agenda, and all right, maybe we can check that. I do actually have the two versions of this.
Okay.
As for the show, protocol, and the same with our theme song too. By the way, in personally, it was very hard for me to choose. Which one do I want to use. So it'd be interesting to get your guys' feedback and whatnot.
Yeah, that'd be
But
dope. I'm down. I'm going through the same process with the Shading Mob podcast with Alex, and then I'm coming up with the new theme for Edwin from the End Zone. I got
oh,
two that I actually fucking love. That like I also need some help figuring out.
all right, okay, good. All right. Well, yeah, just
I'll
a
shoot
few
them
things
off air.
I want to touch on here as far as what's been going on here last week. First and foremost, though, I was hoping he'd jump on tonight. Like I said, a lot of people are dealing with families and stuff and holidays. I get it. But our friend Shua Lowe, one of our semi-regular pop-on people here on the show, he received his second-degree black belt this week in
Oh,
Hapkido.
no, that's for sure. He'll kick your ass.
Yeah, so yeah, I want to give a little congrats out to Shua Lowe for getting the second-degree black belt in the martial art Hapkido. Yeah, I did want to talk to him a little bit about that. Yeah, well, maybe we'll get him on again. And then, as far as what's been going on this week, well, the action on the street continues. We had a woman who got shot in the face. I believe it was Monday, and there was that neighborhood right down where the crosstown meets I-5, just right south of that, and.
Is it
Uh,
right by is it by the Ford in downtown Stockton?
It's on, I believe, Church Street, and it's that little neighborhood right there where those freeways meet. So, but anyway, I guess it wasn't a fatality. I didn't hear about anything as far as that. But the big news is that Governor Newsom ordered CHP, the Highway Patrol units, to start operating here in Stockton. So, in other words, we'll be getting some help as far as patrols on the street. And
That's good.
yeah, well, now they did this back in, I believe it was 2013 when there was this crime spike. And so, yeah, they come in and, not sure exactly, what their duties will be. But they could very easily take over all the traffic enforcement, responsibilities, and then leave our guys open to going after like uh, other types of crime and stuff like that.
Well, the issue isn't like having our officers have the capability of going after other crimes. The issue is giving them the actual resources and tools that they need to go
Yeah.
after the crimes. Because
And one more thing.
you can throw as many bodies at something as you want. If they don't got the proper tools to make those bodies effective, it's not going to produce any valuable results.
Yeah, yeah. And I would just give this word of caution to any clowns that are out there driving around because we'll hear the stories now and then about there was a high speed chase. Police called it off, because it went through a certain neighborhood or whatever. I will tell you from personal experience, if the CHP is behind you and the lights come on and they want you to pull over, just pull over. All right. If you think you're going to go on a chase with these guys, I'm going to tell you right now, it is not going to end well.
V8 souped up engine.
All right. Because when I was, running around for the medical examiner and bagging and tagging, I had to pick up the result of their handiwork a couple of times. Yeah, guys that decided to do the high speed chase thing, and they wound up either crashing into a ditch or they're gonna lay out those spike strips down the road for you, and either way, when your vehicle does finally stop, no matter how many of their units were chasing you, every one of those guys is going to get out. They're going to draw their weapons, and they are going to empty those weapons out into your vehicle, particularly the driver's side. All right, and I know this because when I had to go retrieve those bodies, that vehicle, I mean, the door, the body, and the interior, everything looked like a spaghetti strainer. There was that many holes. So I'm just giving you bad guys out there a warning. If you're on the road, pull over if they're behind you. Don't, because if you're going to try a high speed chase with those guys, it is not going to end well. Oh, by the way, it was CHP who busted our former mayor Michael Tubbs when he got his DUI on the freeway. Okay, and a lot of people saying that, well, he was lucky that if the local guys got him, well, they might have let him go or something like that. But no, CHP, they work for the state. They don't give a shit who you are, or who your mama is, or who you know.
Your mama is.
Yeah, they will bust you. And if you want to turn your vehicle into a deadly weapon, well, they will take you out. All right. Trust me, like I said, I had to pick up the result of their handiwork, and that's what they get paid to do. So do not fuck around with the CHP. They're coming to town, people. So
Add my common sense.
yeah. Oh,
You better not speed. You better not drive. You're gonna get fucked by California Highway Patrol chasing your ass down.
all right. Hit the like button. What do you got, Scotty?
You guys know that most CHP cops are driving souped-up muscle cars
Oh yeah.
with nitro, and you think your little fucking sedan is gonna your little Honda Civic, whatever the fuck you call it, is gonna outrun 10 of them? Or picture this: you might outrun the cars, you're not gonna outrun the helicopter. So
That too.
yeah, so I just I think that's great advice. I hope we can change the culture around viewing police because I know it's cool like fuck the police coming straight from the underground whatever, but let's be real here though is that how to put this? I think that everyone that's a citizen should feel safe when they see a police car cruise by because, like, thank God there's a dude with the gun. He knows what the fuck he's doing and he's paid to protect my ass. I hope he does his job right. So it's pretty much is that you should not like hate the cops because it's gonna be like, hey, if there's some dude trying to stab your ass and there's a cop who happens to be on his fucking donut break, well, yeah, he's gonna go turn his fucking sirens and go do his job. 'Cause he's like, yes, finally, I've been waiting to do something. Because I feel like there's I'll put it like this: there's a lot of corruption too when it comes to cops. But then again, there's a lot of corruption when it comes to a lot of things. So it's like this: is that we people should be able to feel safe in their homes. People should be able to feel safe outside their homes. They should also be able to feel safe when they see a cop and not have a don't snitch, no tell attitude because it's like this. Hey, if you guys saw a bunch of crucial evidence that can help us, nab a motherfucker who shot up, a kid's birthday party, but you don't say anything, it's like, well, we're probably not going to catch the guy because it's like we have all the latest gadgets and tools and equipment people with the drive to that want to do it right. But like Nelson was saying, is that when Stockton PD doesn't have the tools, when they have red tape that prohibits them from going full force, so it's like hey, stop the bad guy by any means necessary. We don't give a shit how you do it, and they're understaffed and they're underpaid, and I put this. I don't know if humiliating is kind of the right word, but it's like if you're a Stockton cop and it's like, oh, we got CHP coming, we got the FBI, we got everybody coming in, and you're like, oh, well, fuck am I supposed to do? Like I like my city, but it's like you got all these special units coming in, and you're just like a regular fucking dude, and it's like, well, it doesn't make Stockton PD look any more trustworthy or like respectable to the citizens of the community when you have all these special agencies coming in doing their job. You see my point? So it's like, why would I give a shit about my police force when it's not my police force doing their job? It's everybody, third party contractors that are doing their job. So it's like 5 years from now, like say 2030, is the public perception of our law enforcement going to be any better or any worse? I mean, are we ever going to get to a point where I don't know? I feel like in Stockton, people like criminals more than they like cops.
Well, yeah, there's certainly an element of that population, and again, it goes back to the three buildings in town: mental health, the human services, and most importantly, the courthouse. Because every minute they're open, they're busy. So
Say there's like 5 things that make money in Stockton.
I'd be willing to bet that most of the people checking out of that building every day, probably, unless they work there, probably are don't have a very favorable outlook toward the criminal justice system and
What about the morgue?
And yeah, well. The one thing about the people there, they won't be complaining anymore. So, yeah, yeah. That being said,
Does that look kind of like what's it called? I don't know, Jack Nelson. What's your opinion on this? If Stockton makes money from these, like, say 5 businesses, all right? So let's say we have a business that makes money off of what's it called? Housing homeless population. Let's say we have another business that makes money off of treating people with mental illnesses. Say we have another business that makes money off of what's it called? Funerals, morgue shit. So it's like the more bodies that are popping up, the more funerals that they get to arrange and make money off of. Fifth one, let's say what's it called? The courthouse is always packed because there's always fucking shit going on. But it's not the city getting together to celebrate something. It's more like the city getting together over another fucking tragedy. So it's like when the main businesses in your city that make revenue are based off of negative occurrences, then maybe that's not really a good thing, right? So it's like if my schools aren't making money, if my trade schools aren't making money, if what's it called? If nothing positive in my city makes money, but the morgue where dead people go, the jail where people who are arrested go, the fucking rehab where people with drug addictions go, and the war fucking asylum where people with mental issues. See where it's going? So it's like our city produces a lot of people who are in unstable circumstances, and there are businesses that make money off of those unfortunate circumstances, and they don't really have a lot of intention for it to like stop. It's more like like you're saying, right? So if I'm a nonprofit business that makes a shit ton of money off of trying to look good, helping homeless people or all these downtrodden people on their luck, then wouldn't I want to have more people like that come into my organization? Because if there's no more homeless people, then I don't really have a reason for my nonprofit to exist, right?
Okay, good point.
Is it really a nonprofit though?
you know,
Where's
yeah,
the money going, Lebowski?
okay. Here's a couple of things. First of all, as far as our police and the attitude that people might have toward them, let's keep in mind our department is understaffed. We have a shortage. We've had a shortage
80.
for a while. All right. So, yeah. That just, that's just the fact of the matter. And that is going to hamper any department, okay, that's dealing with that issue. All right. So, yeah, they're doing the best they can with what they got. All right. And let's keep in mind for some time now, months, they've been showing up to work without a contract. All right. But yeah, your point as far as the people, uh, that we spawn here that keep these nonprofits in business. Uh, yeah, if suddenly tomorrow there was no homeless population, there was no criminal population, what would some of these nonprofits do?
Pack up and go, right?
You know, yeah, okay, but as long as those populations exist, they are the Trojan horse that they can now ride into City Hall for the purposes of getting money. All right. Like, for instance, on another podcast, this dude was talking about Narcan. You know what Narcan is?
What's that?
That's what will get you out of an overdose,
Oh.
that emergency pill. Okay.
EpiPen for drug addicts.
All right. Now, he made the argument that they ought to outlaw that shit. Why? Because now you've taken the junkie's motivation away to get clean. You know, when it comes to doing drugs, first of all, some people are better at it than others. All right, but there's a certain risk you take when you start fucking around with shit like, now, say heroin, for instance,
Crack.
and
Fentanyl.
fentanyl. Okay, there's an inherent risk of overdose.
Opioids.
All right, and experienced junkies know this. And so now you have this stuff, Narcan, that basically, oh, wow, pretty much, takes that risk out of the equation. So now, what's the junkie's motivation to want to kick the habit? It's similar to, like, let's say if you went into a casino, all right, and let's say you didn't have to worry about losing. All right. Guy goes in a casino after payday and he's playing. All of a sudden, he's losing. He's dropped a mortgage payment. He's dropped Junior's college tuition. He's in the hole. What's he going to do? And the casino says, hey, don't worry about it, buddy. We'll give you, let's say, 50% back in credits. Oh, so I can play some more and try and win my shit back? Yeah. Come on in. All right. And he keeps going again. All right. The problem is eventually you keep doing that, eventually you will go broke, all right? Just like eventually the Grim Reaper will catch up to these junkies. But as long as Narcan is around, it's going to keep these people around for the nonprofits, all right? These tent cities, All right, they either wouldn't be there or they'd be half the size, but thanks to Narcan, they'll be well populated and thriving. Again, forming the Trojan horse for these nonprofits to use to go into City Hall and say, hey, we need more money. You know.
Wait a second. Are you saying that people who are super, super hardcore drug addicts, instead of going to the doctor and getting rehab and changing their life, would simply use Narcan to pretty much resuscitate themselves during a drug overdose and just go right back at it, and then just use another Narcan, and then go right back and just use another Narcan, because you're pretty much stopping yourself from dying because of the drugs you're using, because the Narcan, which is meant to save you during a drug overdose. However, realistically, you can't just keep stabbing yourself with Narcan.
Who's to get clean? You know, again, what is the motivation? You know, you would think. I mean, yeah, it's easy for us to look in on that as normal people and say, hey, you know, why are you doing that, bro? What, you know, you got to kick that shit and, you know, get your life together. And you got to wonder why some people don't see things like that they'd rather, you know, sit there every day with their pipe or their needle or whatever and just keep continuing in that cycle. You know, like I said, a lot of them have already lost a ton of shit. You know, how much do you have to lose to get motivated to saying, hey, you know what, maybe this ain't the right direction I'm going in, you know.
That's too optimistic. What if they're thinking, I've lost everything, but I still want that next high, so I'm going to rob someone who has money on the way to the store, and I'll just go and get that next high because now I have money, right?
Well,
I already have nothing to lose.
You know,
Huh?
it must be one hell of a high. You know,
But you see the issue? Because that affects our city too. Because if you have a massive population of homeless people who have no intent of getting better, and they're simply chasing the next high, and what if the unhoused population is greater than the housed population? Then what's stopping the unhoused population from mobbing the people who have regular, you know, jobs and lives and stuff from, you know, getting their shit just to go pawn it off and get their another drug, right?
What should be stopping it is
We already have a massive homeless overpopulation. What's it going to be in 5 years? Because what's facing Stockton?
Yeah.
Unemployment, poverty, drug, prostitution, yada yada. But homelessness above everything is down almost every street, huh?
Well, yeah.
What if it's outside your door and there's a tent outside and you can't call the cops because there's no cops? Sorry,
well,
we're on contract.
that's just it. What you
You know what? Gavin Newsom's sending CHP because he's trying to look good because he wants to go for a presidential election. Now, if I didn't have to make a guess, well, fuck, I'll make a guess. PR stunt. I'm going to do as much good PR as I can before I make my my unannounced, but everyone suspects me running presidential election 2028 against JD Vance, and he's going to be like, I'm.
However, you know, you got to say, okay, the mass shooting over Thanksgiving weekend, you know, that certainly had a lot to do, you know, with bringing resources here. And so yeah, there's that. And no doubt, yeah, he's going to use it for 2028 when he may possibly be running against Mr. Vance, or might be possibly running against Mr. DeSantis. You know, let's not be so sure about that one. We have 3 years to go, and believe me, a lot could happen in politics in 3 years, in much less 3 weeks or 3 days. All right, shit can flip on a dime. So we'll have to see where that goes. But that being said, what separates normal people from the raging mob out there is the thin blue line.
Which is getting thinner.
Which, yeah, again, if it's getting thinner, yeah, it makes you worry a little bit more. And you know what? On that note, Nelson had a special request to hear the No Contract Blues. So how about, No Contract Blues, dedicated to Stockton Police Department.
Woke up this morning, badge on my chest, sirens wailing, no time for rest. patrolling these streets in the big city lights, but the city's playing games, denying our rights. Got them no contract blues, working every day, risking my life for that same old pay. They're talking tough, unions, big city cops got no deal at all. Chasing down trouble from dawn until dusk. Bullets are flying in the force down, just stall and delay while we suit up and work without fair pay. How long must we wait in vain for a handshake deal in this pouring rain? Negotiations drag on year after year. Back pay promising, but nothing appears. We keep the peace in this concrete jungle wild, but without a fair contract, it's driving us wild. Got them no contract blues, working every day, risking my life for that same old pay. They're talking tough, union standing tall, big city cops got no deal at all. No contract blues, no contract blues, big city cops.
All right. That was No Contract Blues.
I like it.
Okay. Well,
I was thinking of Jeremy in for some reason. Y'all remember that cop a couple years ago who got shot
oh,
at
yeah.
the door?
Yeah, I
Was
filmed
he
his
working under
funeral.
contract? Was he working under contract?
I would hope so at that time.
I just want to put out there for all the guys that actually are not corrupt cops or who are actually good folks who are trying to make a decent, protect people and whatnot. I think you guys deserve benefits and health care and a fucking contract, because anybody whose job it is to open a door to a possible shotgun point blank to the face deserves a fucking contract.
Oh yeah,
My two cents.
to say the least,
I mean, it comes with a job, right? And if I'm in the military, they got this thing called hazard pay. Why they call it hazard pay? Because you're doing something hazardous, so we pay you extra.
yeah.
Why don't cops have something like that, right? Because not all cops do the same shit. Right? I mean, if I remember correctly, right, it's like you got the dispatcher, right, and then you got the guys on a patrol, and you got guys doing a SWAT shit, and then you got the fucking detectives, and you got the canine. You got different specializations. But my point being though is that if they're not directly in the line of fire, where's their funding going, right? So I feel like the issue with Stockton is that a lot of our programs are very underfunded.
You got to take into account we're a very poor city with not a lot of resources to actually invest in stuff like that. Also, Stockton isn't really known for tech. If you look at Sacramento, they're way, in my opinion, they're a bigger city with probably the resources in the capital to invest in stuff like that. Stockton doesn't have any of that, to be completely honest. It sucks, but it's true.
So
Yeah, and the thing is, right now, look, okay, here's what's going on. On one hand, I believe, Scotty, you looked this information up the other day. We're in the top 10 list of most violent cities in California statewide. I believe we were number 4 or 3 or something.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I was doing the math. Yeah, okay. So
Okay, and
worldwide.
then nationally, we came up in the top 20.
Yeah, I got those numbers mixed up. Okay, so if you were to Google, it's pretty much basic. We live in America, and this entire country, this is why I asked AI. In this entire country, accounting for all cities that are under the American banner, and you're like, what is the top 100 200 most violent fucking cities, Stockton is pretty much up there, right? It's if I did the math right, it's not rank 1 obviously, but it's pretty much like rank 14, 15.
Okay, so it's up
So
there.
it's
Yeah.
pretty much up to, but that's accounting for all cities, not just California,
Nationwide. Right.
nationwide. And
Yeah.
guess what? I did this. I compared to Lodi, right? Because Lodi's right by us, and I did it right. Lodi doesn't even make the top 500 violent cities whatsoever, right? So if you
Yeah.
were to do any of that, Stockton is not the top. Okay, so out of 100, it's not 100, it's not 90, 80, 70, 60, 50. It's fucking like pretty much averages below 20. So the top 20 most
Yeah.
violent cities in all of America, and Lodi doesn't even crack the top 500. So based on that fucking math, right? We have a what's it called? I think you have a 4 times chance of dying in Stockton versus Lodi. Like, if you do the
Yeah.
math, right? So I don't have all the math because it's on my fucking
Yeah.
computer.
Well,
But the number is not good for us. So it's not,
Right.
Stockton is
Yeah.
always there consecutively. So here's this. It's not once a year, every 5 years. No, it's every fucking year.
Right.
Stockton is on that hit list.
it always makes the list. Okay.
It always makes a list.
Yeah. Okay. So my point being, you have that. Okay. We have statistically a fact that this is one of the most violent cities around. Okay. And the recent news, like I said, over Thanksgiving weekend, which put us on the national and worldwide map. All right.
Oh yeah.
But then, okay, so you have all of that. Then you have the campaign promises, which we always hear. As candidates, they like to hide behind law and order and everything. And so, yeah, public safety, number one priority, this and that. Okay, so you've got all of that now on the plate. But your police department is working without a contract? You see how the scale doesn't match with those two things?
I can see the issue getting worse, that there will be no future
All right.
recruits.
And you think people outside of Stockton aren't noticing this?
Yeah, they're like, oh,
Right.
why do I want to be a
Got
cop in
it.
Stockton? No contract? Nah, fuck, I'm going to go to Lodi. They got way better pay. The community there treats you nicer, lower crime. It's pretty much, it's like this, is that if you want to be a cop in pretty much like a way better way of living, go to Lodi. If you want to get in the fucking zone and get in the war zone, go to Stockton. I think that's pretty much how it goes. If you like safety, go to Lodi. If you want fucking war, go to Stockton, because people die every week here, every month actually. I think 54. It's on average that 54 people die a year in Stockton. It's always a total zero number. So why? How is that normal? Like, oh yeah, we have an average about like 50 people die every year from gang violence, from homicide.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not cool, and I feel like it's a bigger issue, because it's like I was saying, is that you have YouTubers that I watch are now talking about Stockton, and it's like, how the fuck do you know about this? Now they hear about it and they're bringing more attention to it, because it's like this, is that Oakland is probably is definitely the most violent city in all of California, and if I had to say, we're probably like right behind them, if I want to be honest. I can't think of any other city right now that can go toe to toe with most violence. It's probably Oakland and Stockton, because it's like where do you go for a sense of peace, right? Like when you think of California, you think Los Angeles, you think of the sunny beaches. You don't think of Stockton, because we're considered the armpit of California. So I feel like it's just how to put this, man. What future do you want for your kids, if you have kids? Because like I know Nelson has kids, Jack, you already had kids and all that. I don't have any kids, but it's something I've been thinking about, is that my mentality as someone who's been raised here for all my life, I pretty much have not been out of Stockton. This is all I know. I dead ass. It's pretty much all the places you guys have been, I've like only heard about, or like maybe visited, but it's like I've never known anything other than this, which is why I got this paranoid, survival, on edge, 24/7 on guard mentality, because it's like this. So nothing's happened to me yet, but it's more like I've seen, heard, and felt what's happened to everyone else around me. It's also people in my own family have been affected by violence from Stockton. it's like it makes you feel like it's a very toxic or violent atmosphere. Like it's a fog of fucking death, to be honest, because you don't feel safe. If I always have to like look around behind me and like you have this what's it called? You think everyone's like a pretty much like a possible threat. Well, yeah, maybe they could be because how do you know that guy walking by isn't a tweaker? He's about to jack you because he needs to go buy some crack. How do you know you're not about to get fucking headshotted because a gangster wanted to do a drive by and a bullet went through your fucking window, right? It's like all this fucked up shit happens in Stockton. We call it normal, but it's not normal. And I think that's what scares me the most is that to me, all this is just another Tuesday, but to other people, it's fucking horrifying. And they're like, oh, thank God I have money. I am never going to Stockton. It makes people reevaluate how much better their circumstances are because let's be honest, there are much better, safer, healthier, and greater places to raise a child, a family, have your own life than there is Stockton. Also, there's a reason why people leave Stockton. Success is not found here. Success is found out of here. And I think that's why I don't know if you guys are into paranormal, supernatural shit. I don't want to take a turn for that, but it's Christmas. Let's go for it. I think this city is on haunted fucking land because no, I shit you not. For some reason, if you go back to the 1850s or whatever, the Weber, Captain Weber,
Yeah.
you have to ask yourself, how is it that a city, 200 years later, pretty much since its conception, has been plagued by violence? Right? How fucking stupid is that? How crazy is that? Because let's be real, not every city in America is a violent place that has been plagued by crime, prostitution, gangs, violence, and poverty. That's not true. That's not entirely true. Because if that was true, how the fuck do we have the greatest military in the world? The money's got to come from somewhere, right? But just because America has a lot of shiny beacons doesn't mean everywhere else is so shiny. I think we are a forgotten city. So it's like if Trump was to come to Stockton, I'd be surprised. I guess I would want him to come here because I want him to think that what you see here, these are your citizens, whether you like it or not. This is pretty much like the American people, right? Because I want him to see what America could become, which is like a more fucked up version of Stockton. What do you see, right? All right, Mr. Trump, what do you see? Now you're off to your little plane. You've lived a luxurious, amazing life. You've had all this. But I want you to take a second and see that now that you're the president, you have all this power. What can you do for my city, right? Because I hear you doing such great things for all the other parts of the world, but what about your own people here? Because this place is plagued by hopelessness and death and violence and fucking despair, bro. And he can make a lot of change, right? Imagine if Trump was like, oh shit, I don't know, it was this bad. He could fucking put so many business here. It's like if people, if the guy we put in power was aware of how fucked up things are here, he's like, you know what? If everywhere else it could be like Stockton, maybe I should take my job more seriously. So that's why I'm not like a super hardcore Trump guy because it's like I like the guy what he's doing, but it's like I wish you could see the entire picture because if you could see, you've seen life at the greatest. How about you see life for the lowest so you can better appreciate how much power you have, right? Because that's just something I want everyone to think is that I think what's it called? Just because someone has power doesn't mean they're corrupt. I think power simply reveals what was already there, right? So it's like if I give power to two guys, one could become an absolute fucking psychopath, the other can be very fucking benevolent, and they can come from the same place. The difference is what was internally inside them, right? So Captain America, super soldier serum, it didn't make him bad. It made what was good great. It makes what's bad worse, right? So it didn't change
Hey
anything.
guys, I'm
Right.
sorry to do this, but I gotta get going. I will
Okay.
I will catch you guys on the next episode of Port City
This
Uncensored. Guys, stay tuned for Sonic Waves on Saturday. Guys,
Saturday.
Christmas, I love you guys both. We're working on excellent things. J Man, I
Right.
love your song by the way for
I
the
like
Stockton don't got no contracts. So guys, these issues are very important. So, guys, please, 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 let's hope for 2026 all these things in Stockton get resolved. I'll catch you guys next time.
All right, King, and yeah, roll through tomorrow. Hit me up.
I got you, Chief. Later.
All right. Okay. Okay. Good.
I think I'm onto something because it's just my perspective as a young guy who was pretty much brought up from here. Because like, I'm white trash. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. That's pretty much what I am. I wasn't born with a spoon up my ass.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that's got to take the bus everywhere and pretty much has to. I had nothing given to him by hand. So it's like, I wish the president can see that what we have in Stockton, it could be spread everywhere else. This is California, bro. I know he fucking hates Newsom. Yeah, everyone doesn't like Newsom. California used to be a shining fucking state. Las Vegas, Los Angeles, fucking Berkeley, like the Bay Area, like this place used to be fucking popping in the 80s. Now
Southern California used to be the mecca of the defense industry.
yeah.
It's all gone now.
Why? Why is that? They all moved. Where did they go? Texas. I wonder why. Texas, California,
Virginia,
more Republican. I wonder why, huh?
a number of other states that are now benefiting from the jobs,
Which are more conservative.
and the tax revenue from those industries, which, by the way, didn't leave because they were going broke. Because ask anybody that's had stock in, I don't know, Raytheon or Lockheed or Boeing the last several years, how
Tesla.
they're doing, right? I guarantee you they are sitting very pretty right now, all right? Yeah, that's how that one flushes out. Anyway, on that note, I want to take a short break here and take care of our obligations.
Live Pro Wrestling returns to Stockton on Saturday, January 24th, when the Total Wrestling Federation presents the 3rd annual Fight for Franklin at Eagles Hall, a fundraiser for the wrestling team at Franklin High School, with all proceeds going to Franklin High's wrestling team. This action-packed card will feature 3 title matches, plus a special lumberjack match. In the main event, human highlight reel Landon Ramos puts the TWF World title on the line against Zeke, the Samoan Reaper. For the TWF Tag Team Championship, Mike Hayashi and Para Singh will square off against David Assassino Martinez and Jesus Cruz. The TWF Television Championship is on the line when Godfather of Swole, Don Swole Leon, faces 209 boat Noah Palma. And in a special lumberjack match, the Maverick Jay Cruz will settle his beef with Big MF Matt Freeman. Also on the card are CJ Dirt, Firebelly Giga Herrera, Christian Black, and more. Doors open at 6 and bell time is 7. Advance tickets on Eventbrite, adults $20 and just $10 for kids. Eagles Hall, 1492 Bourbon Street in Stockton, California. Be there Saturday, January 20th for the Fight for Franklin 3.
Listen up, dog owners. Every month, BarkBox delivers 2 brand new toys that will make your dog lose their mind, plus 2 full-size bags of treats so healthy you'll be tempted to steal one yourself. But don't. Trusted by over 8 million dogs who have literally never written a bad review. We're talking fully customized, tiny terror toys for Chihuahuas, indestructible beasts for your Rottie, allergy-friendly snacks for the drama queens with sensitive tummies. Even extra subscriber-only goodies if you want to go full spoiled. Right now, new subscribers get a free extra toy in every box for a whole year, and shipping is forever free. That's 12 bonus toys. Fair warning, once this starts, your dog will sprint to the door every time they hear a truck. So stop letting your dog down and click the link in the description or scan that beautiful QR code and get your first BarkBox today, before your dog runs away. BarkBox, because your dog deserves better. Go!
Guys, have you heard? Nelson, tell the people.
Shady Mob Productions is an official affiliate of HBO Max. Click on the link in the description and sign up so you can watch hit series like Hard Knocks, Game of Thrones, and House of Dragons.
Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
Hey guys, Smacks here. If you guys like gaming, swing over to Twitch, Smacks_TTV, live most nights. Stop by, say hi, drop a follow.
Guys, join me, Alex the Man Angelov, and check out A&A Radio, where we're going to be talking about the latest and greatest financial news, investments, banking, and personal finance. Check out the channel and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
Guys, you're watching a Shady Mob production. Make sure to follow the Shady Mob podcast, where we break down all the latest content and talk about life. Please make sure to share, like, comment, and subscribe so you can be notified when the latest content drops. You're watching the latest episode of N1 from the End Zone. Please click on that subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops. Now, let's kick it.
All right, welcome back. Hit that like button if you're watching. All right. Be on here for a little bit longer. Anyway, rolling into 2026, the city of Stockton, law enforcement and the crime issue is going to be really big. And with oncoming elections, 3 council seats up for grabs, primary, et cetera, it's going to be an issue. All right. Really the only other thing to mention was that the mayor announced this week that they're going to be forming an ad hoc committee on affordability, on the on what it costs to live here. And so I don't know about that one. It seems that with all the other pressing needs that the city has, now we're going to form yet another committee. And this is something that the Tubbs administration got a lot of flack for, is that whenever there's a problem, we're going to form a committee. We're going to study the thing. We're going to form another committee. We're going to study this thing. And so you got all these committees spending all this time and wasting money just studying shit, and nothing's getting done. But now we got one on affordability. My issue is, the last I checked, there's no mayor or city council in any city or town anywhere that has control over or even a say-so in things like PG&E rates, grocery prices, gas prices. These are all, this is all stuff that's, result of, corporate, national, statewide entities and operations and stuff. And so we're going to have a committee on affordability. Okay, well, what are they going to do? Well, they're going to spend X number of months collecting X number of dollars to eventually issue some report that says, it costs a lot to live here. Okay, well, what do people would spend most of their money on? PG&E is out of control,
Rent.
Rent, okay, yeah. There's another thing. Well, now one thing a city can do is do some kind of rent control, which I believe, Stockton does have some kind of.
I feel like a student apartment should be bare minimum $1,000. I'm doing the math right. In New York City, it cost me $2,000 for a tiny studio apartment. In California, over here, it's like $1,400 for like a basic ass apartment. And I'm like, if that means that I have to make a job that pays me more than $20 an hour, but there's no job should that pay that unless you have a fucking education or a degree beyond something specialized. Yeah, but even then you have to add like all the expenses and stuff, like a car insurance, healthcare. So unless you're someone that came to Stockton with money, or you're from someone with Stockton, still you came from a rich family. It's like you got to have fucking money. You have to have a good start, just to be able to afford to live by yourself.
Or you're working out in the Bay Area.
Oh yeah, you're commuting and you're coming back. But I think that kind of drives prices up for everyone else here when people come here and do that, right? Think about it. Is that if say like another 100,000 people moved to Stockton, which means they took whatever housing was there. Now they don't even work in Stockton. They just pretty much work somewhere else and then come back. So it's pretty much having people who live in your city but don't contribute to it, but raise the cost of living by them being there. If that makes sense, like I'm trying to do like the cost thing. So how can we make it so people don't have to commute, so that their job can just be in the city that they fucking live in, right? So it's like I don't know about you, but I've realized that I don't like driving that much. To be honest, like I'd rather drive if I have to, but I'm not a commuter. I'm not a highway guy. Like I'd rather just walk there. Like I'd rather just take a scooter or something. So, but it's like this, is that if for the average citizen, like the average guy like me, right, like 25 and below, chances are you're probably living with your parents and you're working a part-time job or going to school or some other endeavor. You're probably not my age living in Stockton by yourself, right? Because I'm just like, unless you already have it going good or something. So maybe that's why there's a lot of crime, because people can't afford to live in their own city. So I don't know, like how about we focus on making Stockton safe but also more affordable. So so a studio apartment, that means that there's no bed, right? That's the general studio means. Why they call it?
Well, yeah. If you,
it's bare bones. Basically.
Most apartments will be unfurnished.
Yeah, so it has jack shit in there, right?
Yeah.
So, how much do you think is fair for a studio apartment in Stockton to cost? Let's just do the math. Let's just fucking talk about it, because like how much would you pay for it, and then we're just gonna like compare like how it is now, because I feel like if I'm paying almost $2,000 a month, I should have I should be renting a fucking house then, right? At that point, I should be renting.
Yeah.
A lot of these are in shitty, scary neighborhoods, so it's high rent, unsafe neighborhoods, and you get your car broken into, and that's shit. How am I going to commute? Right?
Yeah.
These variables are just like you can see the fucking issue from the get go. Is that your citizens are unhappy because they live in a city where they can't do shit, or they can't afford to do shit, and pretty much living by yourself is a blessing if you can. But most people are just stuck living with friends or surviving paycheck to paycheck. Stockton is a city where people survive. You don't really live in Stockton, right? What do you live in Stockton for? Oh, I commute to the Bay Area. Well, okay, you're not living, are you? You're just working.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm surviving.
Well, okay, it's like. All right. So housing is a problem. Well, we need to build more housing. Okay. Well, when they build more houses, they have to go for let's say 500,000. All right. The simple fact of the matter is, these builders and these carpenters and everything aren't going to work for free. All right. So they got to get paid. And
they have no connection to the city. Still, they'll build a shitty ass house just to collect a check and get out of Dodge.
Well,
I mean that's my interpretation, right? Like if you
no. So there's been some developers that have been here, for a long friggin' time.
Why can't we have developers that are all natter? It's always a third party.
Well,
contract.
but again, you do have the cost of doing business. I mean, if you don't believe me, go form your own construction company, all right? And you tell me how easy it is. You equation. Well, if suddenly we had an influx of high-paying jobs here, so locals could afford houses like that,
they can afford a
that
house.
would be one thing. Okay,
they can afford to raise a family. Deep grain the roots.
How you going to make that happen? And so, it's an ongoing cycle, and it's like this rock and this hard place that Stockton is stuck between, and what is going to break? That cycle, and I don't know. And then when you see the, city hall leadership that just seems to be content with wanting to do business as usual, as opposed to somebody like Jason Lee who comes in and it's like, okay, I've got ideas, I've got connections, I've got business people I want to bring here,
I've got money
and stuff. To kickstart, because what I like about his ideas is that he's coming at it from a business perspective, from a perspective as a businessman, bringing investors in and developing stuff, as opposed to a fucking socialist agenda like that prick in New York City that they just elected. So that that's what I like about it. But now all of a sudden, he's the bad guy, and we're seeing. I've never seen more gatekeeping going on when it comes to him.
It's because he's got money. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, realistically.
Well,
He
no,
doesn't need
he's got ideas. Okay, his money just means that he's not here to grift.
You can back
Okay,
him up.
he has no reason to. But the important thing is he knows people, with resources that they could bring here. But again, when people from the outside tune in, and all they see is mass shootings and drama on the city council
Not safe for
at
business.
meetings, it's like, it's
I
a
don't
turnoff. It's not a good look. And so, yeah, I really don't know what the hell they're going to do. I don't know what the hell, but yeah, I mean, your point about surviving every day. Yeah, I mean,
Not fun.
that's
You're not happy. You're miserable. That's why people fucking hate Stockton, because I'm simply surviving for the next day, the next meal. I'm not really like going to fucking Disneyland or going on vacation or going out and doing all this cool shit. I'm working a shitty job, go back to my shitty apartment and hoping that I don't get my car broken into so I can go commute back to the same thing and like maybe, I don't know, get shitty feeling we have. See, it's like, that's not the American dream. I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's like when you all you can do is work and nothing else and stare at a fucking blank ceiling because you can't afford to do anything that would make you happy, and you're in an unsafe area. You can't have a family. It's like, well, maybe I should just like go be a criminal and steal shit because it makes more money.
Well,
You see the mentality?
yeah,
Shit sucks. There's no hope.
yeah. Well, it's unfortunate, but there are those that walk among us at, let's just say,
The lizard people.
no, more like the low IQ people. There are people that are just, they've worked the most mundane, militant, mediocre job for like, 10, 15, 20
Now have positions
years.
of power all of a sudden.
And, they're content to pick up a six-pack on the way home every day and then
Oh, I'm talking about them.
spend another 8 hours sitting on their ass in front of a TV set. And then they wake up the next day and do the same thing again. In other words, they're a cheap date, they're easy to amuse. They don't really have much aspirations as far as,
You don't have shit going on.
and they're just not interesting people. And, we do have folks like that live among us. They're just content with, very basics. Then there's some of us that, we're out there. We like doing shit. We start podcasts. We create. We start businesses. We hold events. We do shit with other people. So and I mean, everybody's got their motivation for one, but for some of us, the boredom threshold is really low. I know that's that's a thing with me. Some people might consider it a
What do you
flaw.
do for fun in Stockton?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I watch the drama in City Hall and try and get content out of it.
Oh yeah,
'Cause at the end of the day,
I love those public comments, baby.
I'm just another I'm just another clown looking for content on YouTube and Rumble.
I'm just here for the ride.
Anyway, that being said, I think we're gonna call this one a wrap tonight. Our Christmas show. Oh yeah, next week we will be doing a New Year's Eve stream. I'm figuring it might, kick off around 11 p.m. or so. Yeah, we will be presenting the sounds of Stockton. All right.
Gunshots, fire alarms, and ambulances, and oh, don't forget the worst, the sound of your empty bank account.
Illegal fireworks. I live in an area that is, let's say, very live on New Year's Eve, 4th of July,
Bang, bang.
And we will have a microphone set up outside. And, so when the gets approaching midnight here,
It's going to hurt.
much like the ball dropping in Times Square and all this other shit that's on TV, we will have the sound of Stockton being picked up and recorded live and being streamed live for you people to listen to. So you can actually get the audio and hear your neighbors in action. Because keep in mind, those guns going off and those illegal fireworks going off, they had to come from somewhere, and somebody has to be doing them, right? All right. I promise you I'm not playing a tape or AI or any of that shit. This will be a microphone set up outside our studio, and we will have the sounds of Stockton live issuing in the new year. So tune in next week. I'll be putting up some posts about it during the week. And you got any closing words for us, Scotty, before we get out of here?
You should call that the sounds of Galacton.
Yeah?
Well, I know someone's going to be shooting an AK in the sky, and I also know those bullets are going to land somewhere.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm staying inside.
Oh, yeah.
Although there was a lady over on the... off of Alpine near Oak Park here, I believe it was last year or the year before, a bullet actually came down through her roof. And so, that was kind of trippy. But, when a projectile goes up on the way down, it does pick up velocity. It's like, someone, it dropped a nickel off of the Empire State Building. Yeah, if it hits somebody down below, it's going to shatter their skull,
I do got closing words. Actually, I think I remember reading on the news, some woman was working getting off a late shift because she works 2 jobs to get money for extra Christmas gifts in Stockton. She was pulling in her drive-thru, exiting her car, and she was robbed.
I think I heard about that.
They took the gifts, those motherfuckers. So I just want you to point out is that someone working a long, hard day at work, coming home just to get gifts to their families, and was about to get to the front door, got fucking robbed in broad daylight in Stockton. So I guess I want to point out is that you can be 10 feet from your door from safety. You can still get robbed.
Mm-hmm.
It's also on camera. Shit, shot. Google it up. You can YouTube it or search it. Happened recently. So, Stockton's fucked up, bro.
Yeah, well, again, it's the number one thing you can do, situational awareness, okay? Whether you're coming out of a store, whether you're pulling into your driveway, look around. You see somebody that ain't supposed to be there, just wait, wait a section. You have options. You don't have to get out of your car right then. You don't have to leave the store right then. You can call for security or a store manager, somebody to walk you out. But yeah, have your head on a swivel. Don't be on your phone. Especially driving around. In a parking lot, you get in your car, just go. Don't sit there because you got to check your fucking Instagram or your fucking TikTok. You spend a lot of time there. You're going to look up, and there's going to be a couple of guys in hoodies with masks on pointing a gun at you. Get out of your car, motherfucker.
Yep.
So, it's situational awareness. Put the fucking phone away when you're.
Call that the Stockton greeting.
And be aware. Be aware so you don't find yourself in a situation like that. Okay, case in point, okay. One of my friends reported it was a Stockton Midtown watch group on Facebook. Reported that he caught a porch pirate, and the guy returned the package. So he got that much done. But he described them. This was over on Fulton Avenue, and the description sounded a little familiar. So as it turns out, the day before, I just happened to open the door. You do every once in a while. Just open the door, look out. I think I was maybe seeing what the weather's like. I was getting ready to take off or whatever, and I noticed this guy on a scooter. And first he goes, from right to left down the street. Then he turns around. But this time when he turned around, he looked and he saw me, like standing by the door. And then he went across the street for a second, and then he took off. But, like he was going up and down the street looking for what? I don't know. He's not from around here. So I commented. I said, this sounds like the guy that I saw yesterday, but he was on a scooter. And he said, oh, yeah, he had a scooter too. So it was the same motherfucker. He was a porch pirate. And so obviously when I saw him, he was going up and down the street looking on porches for packages. So again, be aware, situational awareness. The number one thing you can do to stay safe. So on that note, we'll see you next week. Also Saturday, Sonic Waves, usually around 4 p.m. Between 4 and 6, we go live. So, it's a music show. Check it out. We'll have some interesting stuff for you coming up. On that note,
I got a cyber tip.
Okay, make it quick.
Remember barcodes? You can scan barcodes. How it takes you to links and sites and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that works both ways. So a hacker can send you and pretend to be someone important and say, "Hey, scan this barcode."
Yeah.
You scan the barcode and you're fucked, right? So just think about that. Is that, wait a second, this is a barcode.
If you get any
from a trusted source, always ask yourself this: ask yourself 3 questions when you're about to click on something, because remember, they rely on you clicking the thingy. So it's like, does it come from a trusted source? Okay. Second, if it's trusted, what if it's an imposter? Okay. Well, in that case, I'll also have to ask yourself this: is that, do they normally send me this type of stuff? So I think the bank normally says is that we're not going to call you or text you or email you something along those lines, that there's things that they won't do. So always ask yourself the second question. And then the third question is, trust your gut feeling. Is that, wait a second, how do I know something's not up? Because if your bank never calls you, or like an email, or like say it's a social media platform that you use, say it's Facebook calling you customer service, you have to think, wait a second, I've used this shit for 20 years. You fuckers don't call me. Aha! It's a trap. Remember? Because they're relying on your gut feeling, saying, oh, they're going to click it because they're too intrigued, or they're dumb, or they're scared, so they'll make you afraid to click on it. Well, trust your gut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Analyze the situation, because remember, it takes 2 to tango. They need you to click on the thingy. So, that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, good tip, especially if they come in an email or DM again from somebody.
Oh, yeah, another thing, they can just send a letter to your house, and then it'll make.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's just regular mail. It's definitely legit.
Yeah.
Well, no, they just knew your address because it's on the internet, and they made a fucking letter and printed out something that looks legit with a barcode. You thought, oh, these guys never eat, but they do send me mail. Well, I got you.
Yeah.
Aha! Because it's pretty cheap to send someone a letter.
Yeah. So, barcodes and QR codes, beware if they come from an.
And here, dumbass, don't be a dumbass.
However, the QR code up in the right-hand corner of the
It's legit.
screen.
That one's legit, though.
So, if you like our show, you like what we're doing, hey, you can donate to Ko-Fi, and you can buy us a cup of coffee. That actually, I don't drink this shit anymore, and it's actually just a donation portal. And it helps us every little bit. We appreciate it. And also, what doesn't cost any money is hitting the like button. You can also subscribe It's free, and stay on top of what we're doing because we're going to have a lot of more interesting stuff coming up here in 2026. And you never know when we might pop up. So
We say what we feel. Truth hits